Shipshape and Bristol Fashion boys along the harbour side. From Avon Gorge to Underfall, we'll heave and haul the line. Secure the barrels down below, bind them, tie and lash 'em. This vessel, she is certified Shipshape and Bristol Fashion.
Hello there, shipmates, and welcome to Shipshape and Bristol Fashion. I'm Oggie, and I'm a member of the Port of Bristol Shanty crew. And this podcast is all about covering what we get up to and how to find us in the future. Hello and welcome to episode 11 of Shipshape and Bristol Fashion. Thank you so much for joining us, and if you are brand new to this world of podcasting, then it's great to have you on board. If you do enjoy this episode, then of course there are plenty more for you to navigate, either on our website or any other good podcast applications that you'll find on your phone or even on your smart speaker at home. If you are a regular listener, then welcome back and thank you so much for engaging with it so far. If you do have a moment, please do pop over to our website and leave us a review, and also share it with your friends. It's great to have a larger audience and ultimately to share the great work of the Port of Bristol Shanty crew. And thank you, listeners who engaged with my little plea last month, where you pop over to the website and left us a review. You certainly have done that, and I'm really thankful for that. And a big shout out to our international listeners who have done that for me, including a listener from Australia. So on this month's episode, we have the interview you've all been waiting for, and that is an interview with Chilli and myself. The wonderful Doc led the interview. Great opportunity to hear about me and Chilli and our backstory and how we got involved in the crew. We've also got a lovely Christmas song for you to listen to as we play out the show, and a massive thank you to Robert Palomo has allowed us to use a little segment of a song which we've built on to create a Christmas shanty for you. And a new segment called
Ahoy there, matey!
where you, as a listener, can call in and leave us a message. And if you're part of the Shanty community, you could leave a message promoting what you're up to so we can come along and support you.
Oh, Santiana, on the day, heave away, Santiana. And General Taylor ran away along the plains of Mexico. And it's heave her up and away we'll go. Heave away, Santiana. Heave her up and away we'll go along the plains of Mexico.
But first up, we're going to pop over to the signaller. Ash has come back from his holidays and he's going to tell us all about the news of what we've been up to and where to find us, and more importantly, a really exciting fundraiser that we're running during December that we need your help. And if you do help, you're guaranteed to receive the best Christmas present you could ever want or ever give someone else.
Yo ho ho, me hearties, or actually probably this time of year I should be yo ho ho. It's the signaller here, with all of the news and events coming from the world famous Port of Bristol Shanty crew. So let's weigh the anchor, hoist the mizzen, and kick off and listen to everything that's going on shanty-wise with the crew. We did 3 gigs in November. The first was a 70th birthday. The crew were the surprise entertainment at that birthday. And I don't think they had quite the same effect that Marilyn Monroe probably had when she was asked to sing for JFK all those years ago. But nevertheless, they were well appreciated. I know that the crew went down very well, and the crew really enjoyed it as well. Gig number 2 was at Rodway WI in Mangotsfield. The crew loved doing gigs for the WI. They're a great audience. They're always very appreciative. They're very generous. And probably as importantly, we get really good cake and tea afterwards, which the crew enjoy as much as the singing, I think. The third gig was down in Rington, and it was an honour to be asked to sing in Rington by our really good friends John Morgan and Sam Glenn. Sam and John are involved in running a fantastic community hub down in Rington, and they asked us to come along and sing, and we're always very happy to support gigs like this. and more importantly to help out Sam and John, and it was a lovely gig that everybody enjoyed. So let's move into December and what's coming up. On the 5th, we're going along to sing for the Westbury Guide troupe. The people who run this troupe are great supporters of the crew, Jane and Sally Hewlin, who happen to be relatives of mine as well. Sally's the head of the troupe. I'm not sure what that's called, a taramasalata or something like that. And we are delighted to go down and sing for them. We're going to have to edit our normal set to remove a lot of the profanity or any of the subjects that might be not fit for younger ears, which means we'll probably have about 2 songs left in our set list, which we're going to work hard on. But I know it will be a good afternoon. We're going to get the girls involved in that, and it'll be a lovely way to start the Christmas period with them. On Friday the 13th, we're going to be singing down at the Bank Tavern. The Bank, if you haven't been there, is one of the growing empire of pubs owned by Sam Gregory, a proper, lovely, slightly hidden Bristol pub that if you've never been to, you should go. Unfortunately, this gig is a closed one. It's for a private party for a business who are making a great donation to the crew. But probably if you stand outside and press your ear to the window, you just might hear something. If you do want to come and sing with us in Bristol, you've only got to wait till Saturday the 14th, the next day, when we're singing at the birthday party of a gentleman who's known to the crew by the name of Aidan Horan. And it's at the Clockwork Rose, which is a bar in St Stephen Street in Bristol. We've sung there twice now, I think, and we've always had a small but perfectly formed audience to sing for us who have been massively generous. It is open to all. We'd love to see you there, as I'm sure Aidan would, and I'm sure buy everybody a drink. You probably won't thank me for that. The highlight of the month is going to be, however, nothing to do with singing, but the focus of our attention will be the sale and distribution of the new 2025 Crew Natural calendar. I understand you're going to hear more about that in a minute from the doc, but I can assure you that this is a calendar like no other. There is probably more flesh on show than is sensible for chaps of a certain age, but it would make a marvellous gift for family and friends, and actually probably would be even better for those who you don't like very much. John's going to tell you more about this in the rest of the podcast with details of how to buy it, but please buy one, please give generously. All of the money that we raise from it, apart from the printing costs, will be donated to the Teenage Cancer Trust. So that's enough from me. This is the Signaller, signing off, wishing you fair winds, calm seas, and a wonderful Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Ash. And listener, we need your help. We want to, of course, sell these wonderful calendars to raise money for the Teenage Cancer Trust. Every single month, you'll get a beautiful picture of a member of the crew. And recently, the crew, after rehearsals, was sitting in a pub, and it was the first time that we all got to see each other in our splendid birthday suits.
Okay, chaps, it's a rehearsal night and we've come down to our local waterhole, but tonight's a special night, isn't it? Because what's happened, Fish, what's happened tonight?
Well, we've been surprised by lots of packages.
Wow, lots of packages.
That the doc pulled out from his kiosk.
What does that really mean, old Bill?
The fulfilment of our total embarrassment.
Total
embarrassment. Skipper, do you think it's total embarrassment?
I think we should open the elephant in the room. We've got semi-clothed calendars coming out. The calendars are, yes. So we're promoting those, promoting our voluptuous bodies in this it's cold weather, so we're all 12 pictures.
Guys, you're not really selling this particularly passionately, are you? We have commissioned a charity calendar to raise money for the Teenage Cancer Trust, and Skipper's semi-aside, we have got 12 photographs of some handsome men who have partially stripped, well, not partially stripped, have stripped down and displayed themselves in their birthday suits purely to raise money for the Teenage Cancer Trust. And we're looking for as many people as possible to dig deep into their pockets and buy one of these luxury calendars. We've sold 50% of them already. They haven't even hit the shelves, and we've sold 50% of them already. So they are going like hotcakes, and the quality is fantastic.
I think you dig deep into your pockets, but dig deep into your psyche, because you know you want these. These are just pure beauty.
Which one's your favourite picture, Bill?
Oh, it's got to be Skipper. What he's doing with that horse is beyond belief.
It looks potentially quite a life-restricting and very vulnerable position to be in. You're a braver man than I, Skipper.
You try holding it between your legs. I tell you what, I had any shoes on. He had shoes on. That's what I was putting his shoes on.
If he catches you with a hoof, that would be a nasty bruise, wouldn't it?
Well, I think it would smart. But you've got to get over the actual beauty, and the artistry of this is just amazing. It's immense.
And I was bent over as well.
Yes, we need to talk to you about that. I think there's an item on the local news about you for it. But
Skipper was one of the only people to submit more than one photograph, though. Yeah. I mean,
1,250.
There's a lot of photographs in different positions, shoeing a horse or indeed riding it bareback
over many months.
And I was only horsing about. I wasn't.
That's the main story, was it?
That was it.
Fish, which one's your favourite picture?
My favourite has to be my school chum from 1963. I've not seen him in that state since about 1966. So it's really good to see how he's developed over the years.
And he's wearing red as well. I've never ever seen that happen.
Well, this is it. He's obviously gone from being one of these gashead folk to something called a Bristol City folk.
Oh, bless him. He's
supporting the Robins wholeheartedly. And I applaud you, Stephen, for doing that.
Stephen. Amazing.
I think the biggest challenge was trying to keep the helmet in place without hands on a very cold day.
Yeah, that was.
We're on about your photograph, aren't we?
Obviously, until you purchase a photograph and look at the photographs and the pictures month by month, that will be a sort of tangential, slightly surreal reference. But yes, old Bill's picture has to be seen to be believed.
Yes, definitely.
There's no truncheon in it, but his helmet is held in a particularly interesting position.
Yes, look, no hands, I think they said.
No hands. Cold day.
I thought it was no hands, Luke. It was.
and then the crime scene that was next to it.
And then we have Oggie, who's the face of Christmas as well, with a fantastic December picture.
Yeah, I've already been told I've got
Talk about what came up.
Well, I've been told I've got a good muffler.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, no, the face of December.
They won't believe it until they see it. They will not believe it. That is possible. Yeah.
I'm really pleased that it's December, because they have to wait such a long time, and then they'll just forget about it.
Now that you're talking about it, they're going to go to that page first.
No.
It's the last one. It's like the book. You want to look at the back page to find the story. What happened?
I'm the punchline. What?
The thing is, we actually ran a raffle, and the winner was the one who's actually got February, because there's only 28 days.
Well, they are all stunning photos in our B-Day suits.
Quality, very good.
The quality is phenomenal.
Stunning. I thought long and hard about that one. But yeah, like Doc said, if you would like to purchase one of these truly amazing, unique pieces of artwork, I think we're going to put it there. Yeah, I think it is. Then you need to make contact with us in the usual way. through Facebook, go on our website, go on TikTok and just tell us you want to buy them.
The police, anyone.
The police, yeah.
They will make contact with us on your behalf.
Can I just say, it's a minimum of donation of £20. All the profits go to Teenage Cancer Trust. But if you're not brave enough to buy one, then you can still donate to the Teenage Cancer Trust to help boost our funds.
Why would they not want one? Why would they not want
I've already sold one for 50 quid. That's how in demand they are.
one? Someone lost a bet there, I think.
Most definitely.
Well, chaps, we shall continue drinking our well-deserved beers and continue looking at these wonderful photos.
I wonder, would the landlord like one?
We're going to have to ask him. We're going to have to ask the landlord, does he want one? I think it'll look great behind the bar. Anyway, chaps, cheers.
Cheers all. Cheers.
So, listeners, here we are for the interview you've all been waiting for. We're sitting in a dark vault underneath one of the oldest drinking houses in Bristol. And I have with me the two newbie Shanty crewmates that joined us in the summer. And what a mistake that was to invite you on.
That'll learn you.
But nevertheless, it's great to introduce to you the mighty Oggie and his backup, his sidecar support, Chilli Bill.
Get in, yes, round of applause.
Look at that.
Look at them, they're crying.
So, gents, whatever made you want to join the Shanty crew?
The press gang, they called it, I think it was.
I think everyone has said that.
It was on
yeah.
that Shanty Festival type thing.
Well, I had a
wasn't
bit of FOMO because I thought these lads are doing really well. They sound great. I might come part of that.
Well, I sort of was walking past, minding my own business.
Yeah.
And somebody reached out and grabbed me and pulled me in. And that was it. That's the best on you, Your Honour.
Yeah.
Excellent. And is it
Australia?
Is it a decision that you regret or?
No,
Not in
not
the
at all.
slightest. It's given us a new lease of life, I think. It's
Yeah,
sort of
it's really good. Really good. Good lads, good laugh. Having a sing-song.
and the interactions we do with the actual, the public who come to see we recently did the Bristol Sea Shanty Festival.
Yeah.
What wonderful people we got to meet there. There's some really enthusiastic, really nice, easy to bluff, because they even we've sounded good. It was amazing.
I know. I think the real ale and the cider helped.
That
with
might have helped.
Yeah, I think it might have helped.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, it's been good. I've really enjoyed it. You guys know that I started producing a podcast because I wanted to get you guys to improve your reach. Because there are a lot of people out there that like Shanty, and you guys sound great. And you were brave enough to come to me and say, look, have you thought about joining us? And I thought, well, I've never ever thought I could ever do that. And as you said, I was clearly qualified because I thought I couldn't sing, and clearly I can hold a tune occasionally. And yeah, great, really good decision. Really
And you're
good.
the master behind the microphone as well.
Well, I do try. But yeah, no, it's been great fun, and just actually gathering together at rehearsals and just going to gigs, it feels good to be amongst friends.
Yeah, and that's one of the main parts is, I think it's Fish said, what links us all together so well? And we said, because every one of us will be friends outside of this.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you see people's faces when we're singing and they're not cringing. That's one of the bonuses. But people are actually listening to what we're saying, the way we do it, and the interactions between members of the crew. And it's just so much fun. And people say this occasionally. They say, oh, it's so much fun with different groups on the TV or different groups everywhere. When you're actually in a group and you do all click, it is fun.
Mm.
So how have you found it, Chilli? Because obviously, you're not naturally a performer. It's quite a shrinking violet. How have the group sort of persuaded you out of your shell?
As you know, I am very shy. People wouldn't even spot me in a crowd. Not with my clothes on anyway. But it's given me a wonderful platform to let loose my inner lunacy, which I think everybody acknowledges has always festered and bubbled under the surface, and just being given an option to say, let's get that crowd involved. And I absolutely love it. It's just been so much fun.
You've brought a new energy and nonsense into the group, that's for sure. But when we were recruiting, you told us that you were quite an accomplished singer and that you'd sung in Bristol Cathedral, which is obviously a lie.
No. Actually, I've done. Where else have I done? I've done the Colston Hall. I've done the Hippodrome. It's not called the Colston Hall anymore. It's now the Bristol Beacon. The Beacon. Still the Colston Hall. But we've gone through. I went through the Avon Schools actually in 1975. I know I'm giving away my age. They did the Avon Schools performance, and I was plucked, I said, as the soloist for a production called Kydeman. And even I didn't know I could sing as I did on there. From there on in, Bristol Operatic Society, I did loads of little bits, and the gang show. Most people get involved in singing things through the gang show, for the Scouts and the Cubs, and obviously for the leaders. I was on there for that when Rolf Reeder himself came down from London and actually presented us with the gang show. Is a red badge, which normally had to go off to London to be discussed and see if they thought it was a good enough production, but they came down and said, we're not waiting for that. It's been such a good performance. When they came down to assess it, you're going to get it. So, it's been part and parcel of that as well. So, great fun.
Really good.
And what's been your background in singing and Oggie?
Well, I think mostly just in church, really, and in the shower, of course, which clearly I sound amazing in there. But it's only really ever been in church. And I did it, singing in a choir in my school time. But I knew that I somehow acquired this voice that I sound nothing like my mum and dad at all. And if I work at it, I sound quite all right, actually, I'm told.
Fantastic.
I know.
When are you going to do that?
I don't know. It'll start later on, I think.
Planned?
Yeah, it's later on, I think. Never thought I could sing. I know I could maybe talk and put some words together on a mic. But, I think this is a new thing for me to come along and put my singing abilities to good use. Thankfully, you guys sound just as good, so I can just blend into it all.
I mean, church isn't necessarily a strong grounding in singing, is it? Because we got Rev. You'd think after years of singing in church, he would be adept at 4-part harmony, but he's completely befuddled by anything other than the tune.
I guess he employed a choir for that, didn't he? You could just keep quiet.
You've got your backup choir. You know you've made it in life.
I'll let them
You've got
do
your
it.
own choir. Get on. Sing, you lot. Come on.
He makes up for it in volume, though, doesn't he?
Oh, he definitely.
Very much,
yeah,
yes.
Good voice.
Absolutely.
Good voice, yeah. And he adds so much, doesn't he? He can steer us through the stormy weathers of singing sometimes.
And I think that's a skill he's picked up in life. And obviously looked at us and said, well, they're the fallen ones. Let's bring them into the flock and get them back on the right of patch.
He's just taking a sympathy, is he?
I think it's just sympathy.
Yeah,
he does, yeah. I think that's what it is. As most of the rest of the crew do with us.
Yeah, I think so. As the newbies.
Yeah, I think we get money from the government for us as well.
Yeah.
It's just one of those wonderful moments.
Pay us not to sing.
Yes, absolutely.
That's how we've raised so much money, I'm told.
I think it is.
Yeah, get out.
I've had quite a lot of offers on the proposed 2025 Shanty Crew calendar.
Yes. This is a spoiler.
Lots of people will pay not to see it, I'm led to believe.
Well, they say that. They try and make it out as a bad thing. I know the content, certainly in my one.
Yeah.
And I'm still after my 18-year-old son who ran off with my clothes, but I'm going to leave the rest of that there for you because if you do find him, we've got words to add with him.
And if you buy this calendar that's coming out, you'll see how compromised I think he was at the time.
It was an interesting moment.
Yeah.
It was a very public place.
Very public place, and you don't expect people to come paddling behind you on paddle boards, or I think what can only be described as a ferry had disembarked on the other side of the bank. Just at that moment, your son runs off with your clothes, and you're stood there. I won't give away anything else because if you want to see it, you've got to buy it.
Yes. Yes.
But you'll see the predicament. It doesn't matter how hard you try, you can't really talk your way out of that one.
No.
So
it was holiday makers with photos too. Yeah.
Well, there were some people with cameras, man. I'm not sure what they've done with it, but I'm sure it appears somewhere.
We'll find you on the website.
It'll be on the web somewhere, but I'm sorry for all those who were tortured by those views. They do come in different sizes and different shapes from those people.
One of the great things about having you guys in the crew is obviously we've expanded our numbers, so it means that we can take on more gigs and sing in more places, because it's been quite tricky if there's only been 3 or 4 of us available. Now that's 5 or 6, so that's great. What songs have you been playing with when in coming to the group? What are your big hitters that you're experimenting with at the minute?
Well, there's clearly, and I love the fact that is the case, that I can explore some of the Cornish songs that we can maybe bring to the set list. So Cornwall, My Home, is something that I'm playing around with, and we're playing around with maybe doing a duet with Ash. So that's kind of something we're going to work with. And Haul Away Joe is something that I've kind of polished in my head now. We did a practice only a couple of weeks ago, and that seemed to go all right. So those are the 2 main ones, and then just enjoying where my voice fits with the different songs that we do sing, because again, it's finding where can I support the high notes, the low notes, or just kind of keep in the middle bass.
Tell me about the Cornish thing, Oggie, because to be honest, you sound a bit too posh to be Cornish.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I have no idea where this accent came from, because I am a
Cornish without, they call it, didn't they?
Yeah, I can think it's Cornish without. I'm a bit of a mixed breed, really, because my mum and her family are all Cornish, and my dad was a Devoner, so a bit of a mixed
Bloody
bastard.
hell! Oh my God.
I know.
You get injections for that.
I know. It's a bit. I don't know, but I lived most of my life in Saltash in Cornwall, so born and bred in my head, Cornish person, and I quite like relating to that, and it's a beautiful space. But no idea where this accent has come from, but and clearly maybe a few more ciders the Cornish accent might creep out, but yeah, just very proud to be part of that world. But I emigrated, like most people do at a younger age, to come to Bristol, which is just far enough away and close enough to the rest of the world, but knowing that you can get home whenever you needed to in a space of a couple of hours.
So with that heritage, I have to ask the question, jam or cream first?
It is always jam first.
God bless you.
Is that because you've got to do what your mum says?
No, the Cornish tell me. Because if I said this now wrong, I think we'd be lynched.
I've got a tear in my eye knowing you do that, because my father was also Cornish, and we were taught and brought up properly. You know, it's always jam first.
Put the best thing on top. Absolutely. Don't hide it away like the Devoners.
Oh, good God. It's class, it's class, I'm telling you.
You put more cream on as well, then.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get loads. You can get a whole dollop.
Yes, Rodders all the way.
And Chilli, is a bit difficult to tell with your accent, but where are you from?
People really do find it mystifying. Is it London? Is it Scotland? No, it's not. It is Bristol. God bless it. Beautiful city. Dad from Cornwall. Mother from Scotland, which is an amazing combination.
More of a mix as me than me.
Absolutely.
Did they meet on a Land's End to John O'Groats bike ride or something?
I don't know what it was, actually. It was sort of a collision of sort of cultures, I think. I think it might have been over a discussion of, was it jam or cream first? And obviously, Scotch, you can tend to blag it with them anyway. But that's where it came from. So, a Bristolian born and bred, strong in arm, and I think the word is thick in head at the end of it, they say. But yes, my songs, I do Pay Me, which those of you who may have been tortured by it so far do know that I do like to get a bit of crowd participation in it. So don't be if you come to see us, don't be surprised if you get invited up to, or not up, but certainly to sing in segments. But this is part of it, and we're working on a few things. The Mermaid, I'm looking at the Mermaid at the moment as well, just a little side one, which I think does appeal to me. Yeah. Certainly that one. Bristol or. Couple of Bristol songs as well. Shipshape and Bristol Fashion, that's one we're working on at the moment. And what a song that is.
Yeah, so good.
It is a cracker.
It is.
It's got to be sung with a Bristol accent there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. We've got to have some good Bristol.
Struggling with that one because we don't know many Bristolians, do we? We actually work in the
broad
team.
Bristolians in the crew, really.
Rev's practicing his, but, it's a bit tricky.
And we're so lucky to have access to that song, and we know that other crews don't use it or sing it. It's so yeah, we're very very thankful. It is a gift. It is a gift. It is a gift.
And hopefully, when we do perform it, people also look at it and say that was a gift.
Yeah.
And they love it as much as we do.
So how did you guys end up with your crewmate names?
Well, we leaned on Oggie because of Cornish pasties, etc., etc.
Delicacy.
A finer delicacy.
Side crypt, not on the top, sorry.
Of course, he's on one now. It's when it's food. I think we had a few options, didn't we, Doc? And we toyed around with them. But actually, I think what was really great is that we put it out to poll. We like a good old WhatsApp poll. And we stuck it out there. And it was just before you joined the crew, Chilli, and everybody went with Oggie. I think that went really well, and it stuck.
And the best thing is, it's got its own emoji as well.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Apple. And other mobile phones are available. But yeah, no, I think it's great. There's got an emoji for it too. So It is really good. Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, I'm absolutely partial to a good pasty.
Bless it. God's food.
Absolutely. Very good. Very convenient too.
Yes. Sorry.
No, it's probably not very healthy. The doc's probably going to look at us.
And then, Chilli, you could have been called Old Bill too, obviously. And being called Bill, that would have
caused
made more sense. So how did you end up with Chilli?
So Chilli, now, I am partial to a very, very nice, hot, super hot, extremely hot, burn yourself down curry or any other sort of chilies, anything like this. So I have had many an incursion with the world's hottest chilies from people always trying to test me to see, can he go hotter, and the Naga, the Reapers, you bring it in. I've actually tried it, and because I ran out of all the hot things to try, I then went to the sours. So I could have been known as sour, but I don't think that would have been as effective as chili.
My mind is where the calendar would have gone with that, but I think
I think you're right there, because that's almost tortured. Now you've been dragged down that line. But yeah, chili comes literally because of the fact that I do love the hot foods, and tried to actually kill myself with the from the Wiltshire Chili Farm, the world's hottest shot, which, if anyone out there has actually tried that, bless you. I hope you're still here, because it's in the seance, because it is singly the world's hottest shot. You will know all about pain. 23 hours, I think it was, before I actually recovered from that. I won't tell you about the scenes around the house or in the back garden, but the neighbours did know that I'd eaten something had something which perhaps was the hottest thing ever. Wow. We'll leave that there.
Was that action upstairs or downstairs?
You name it.
Okay.
You name it. It was a terrifying moment. And it's that thing which you do in your life when 10 seconds after doing it, you know you've made the biggest error of your life. And you sit there and think, there is no escape. I have actually done myself this time. And I think 3 or 4 pints of milk, 2 lots of yogurt. I think I had 18 Rennies. Nothing actually assisted in any way, shape or form. So that's another warning, people. Yeah, go for hot.
Is that the worst thing you've ever eaten or drank then?
Oh, God, no. Sturströmming. Sturströmming is that Swedish fish dish which people know about, and if you were to happen onto YouTube or something like that and put it in there, there's one scene, or there's one of the actual things, of 2 gentlemen in a caravan. That would tell you all you need to know about sturströmming. As soon as you pop that tin, because it's a pressurised, basically rotting fish, you will never have smelt anything like that. And not only after you've got to put up with that smell, you then have to venture into tasting it. And it's a social dish, they tell me. And it's social only in the fact that people get together over in Sweden, get horrendously drunk, and then open the tin, where some people do go into the world of, let's try it, let's taste it. And you know, it tastes just as bad as it smells. And I can only believe it stemmed from the Vikings, or around that sort of era, of when they filled up the buckets full of fish and things to obviously row off to wherever they wanted to go to. Yeah. As the fish depleted, you only had the bits left at the bottom which had been treated with a bit of salt just to stop it rotting. And I think it originates from that sort of aspect, because I can't think of anyone who'd sit there and go, I'm going to put some rotting fish with a bit of salt in a tin and people will love it as a delicacy.
So why did you eat it?
It was there. and if you dare someone, unfortunately, you feel obliged you have to take it.
Did you do that for money?
We did do that for a charity, so yeah, we got some money for that one.
Good. Well, there you are. There's a good reason for it then.
My friend who was with me decided to smell inside the tin when we'd opened it up and the main smell had gone off, inadvertently dabbed the end of his nose in the what I can only call as juice. And that juice stayed, that scent stayed on his nose for about 3.5 days. And like I say, those brave souls who've actually, or brave, stupid, I'm not sure with the two, who've actually ventured into that world will know how bad that must have smelt. It was a hideous thing.
What we do for charity, eh? What we do for charity.
Well, one of them is running along the riverbank trying to find your clothes. I think that will remain one of those moments in life. And I apologise to all those people on the other side of the river who may have been traumatised by that.
It kind of puts Brussels sprouts into context, though, doesn't it? Stir-strumming.
Puts a lot of things into...
I think we should have a stir-strumming eating competition for the Teenage Cancer Trust next year.
That would be one, and I'm obviously now I'm tried and tested.
Yeah.
Having watched Rev eat oysters, I don't think he'd probably be quite up for it, to be honest.
Did he not like it?
He wasn't a big fan, no.
It's like nothing you would ever have tasted.
There is a photograph on the website, I think, of Nobby and Rev eating oysters. Nobby's looking like he's relaxed and enjoying himself and holding court. And
been here before.
Rev's definitely not. Bless him.
Yes, I have tried them myself, and
never.
It's definitely a specialist taste.
Yeah,
but then I eat ridiculous foods and things from all over.
You are the man for that job, I think.
And even in the Clockwork Rose, where they obviously provided that shot over there. Remember they obviously one they brew on site there. Which,
that was your first gig, wasn't it?
That was my first ever gig.
Was that a chili tequila or something?
It was a chili rum.
Oh, okay.
But very nice. If everyone ever sort of venturing into town, give that a shout, because it's a really great little pub on the sort of quite hidden to some extent, but very, very nice service in there. But that rum, if you like rums, that's where you go.
Nice.
Definitely.
Yes.
They do great cocktails in there, which sounds posh, but it's not. It's quite a good venue, isn't it? It's
nice.
Sort of steampunky kind of.
Steampunk, yeah. And just one of those pubs where I've walked past it a couple of times, and that was the first time I've gone into it. And I was really impressed. But such a friendly crew.
I think we're singing in there in December for Aidan, one of our supporters, his birthday. I think it's a birthday ending in a 0, and he's asked us if we'll go along and sing there. I think that's December the 13th, maybe.
I said he only looked 20, didn't I? But no, that'd be great going to sort of there again, because I say it's one of those little kept secrets. Great gig, great place to sing.
Yeah,
but really friendly crowd.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought the age thing in, because Oggie's obviously our youngest crewmate.
He tested positive for cowpox, I understand.
Yeah, I just wonder, Oggie, I don't want to put you on the spot, but what age do you think you have to get to before you're officially considered to be old?
Oh, no, I'm 45 next year.
Good Lord, you've had easy paper around.
I have,
it's like Cornish hair, I think.
Yeah, it's what it is. I mean, the hair's gone, it's gone great, but it's still thick.
I don't know. Painting that roof.
I'm going to go for 60, I think.
60?
Yeah, because
ultimately,
I think that's when you start being seen as old, I think. I mean, I know that...
Did you say 60?
60, yeah. And I've lost a lot of friends all of a sudden, listeners. It's been great to hear from you. I'm off.
I'm not 60, but...
No.
Oh, I thought I was still a young sprog.
But as I've always learned, the older I get, the further I just keep pushing it, because, clearly I don't feel old. My back does occasionally, but,
It's only a number.
It's only a number.
That's what I would suggest. It's only
that's
a number.
Very, very good point.
Until 3 days after you've
The
done
higher
that
the number, the closer you are to retirement.
Very much so.
If I ever get to retire.
Yeah, well, you're on an NHS pension, so the way things are going, it'll be...
Hey. I'm pretty confident that everybody in the crew still feels very young.
I think you feel younger doing this singing, because it does. It's because of sort of that feeling of belonging and the fun you have with it. I keep saying fun. It's one of those overused words sometimes, but it generally is.
Yeah,
great fun. You just come alive. Especially when you get
fuzzy feeling.
The fuzzy feeling.
The fuzzy feeling.
No pasty involved. No sort of no scone.
No, it's just the warm. And I come away from rehearsal. I know we always go out for a nice beer after, but that just you feel great after singing.
Absolutely.
And we clearly, under your direction,
Your directions, Doc. God bless you.
we clearly get there and sing all right, don't we?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
We get the harmonies kind of right. Well, I know.
But no, you do bring us up, and it does make a difference. So that's the important bit.
They say singing's good for your brain, so it certainly improves the longevity of your grey matter. But the trouble is the beer afterwards deteriorates it, doesn't it?
So it balances out, surely.
Maybe
the doctor said it balances. Sing more. Yes, sing more.
Yes.
Don't think all the crew would like that, but yeah, we'll sing more. We'll sing more.
I think the great thing about the shanties is that everybody can join in as well, can't they?
Yes.
The tunes are simple, the words are straightforward, mostly now acceptable to wider audiences with a bit of
Well, I think
engineering.
I think that was reflected at the Balmoral, which was the last venue which we sang at for the Bristol Sea Shanty Festival. And those of you who were fortunate enough to join us there, and one of them being my 18-year-old son, who is still, I've got the hitmen out looking for him for my clothing removal. Even he said that was actually brilliant.
You were completely holding court, though, weren't you? By the end, you had the audience in the palm of your hand.
I believe I may have sung a little bit and sort of and got a few people involved.
I hadn't quite realised it was the last gig of the festival, so we had a well-oiled audience, didn't we? And the ship was rocking by the end.
Well, it went to show that a lot of the songs people do know, and they're enthusiastic anyway because they come to a sea shanty festival. But what a great way to end a night of a few beers, and you've actually sung yourself out. And certainly some of the crowd had absolutely thoroughly enjoyed themselves during the day, and the comments when they came back up afterwards was just really great. Gave you a buzz as well, just sort of saying, we really enjoyed that. You've knocked that out of the ball game.
Well, as the signaller said, Ash, love him, he said that some of us had to leave because we all turned into werewolves. When I came off the stage uphill, I took my little one to go to the toilet, and there's just a group of kids there. They were in their late teenagers, and they were all just talking about how good our gig was. And then they realised I was standing there, and I was some kind of god. Oh wow, you were great, well done. And I was like, it was completely surreal because you generally stereotypically feel that this kind of genre is really for the elderly or the people that know.
Absolutely.
But it is universal and people love it.
Yeah.
And it is, and one of the great things since starting with the crew is that subliminally, as I've been practicing and playing some songs on Alexa, etc., that randomly out of nowhere my three children would just randomly start singing just some parts of a shanty that maybe didn't really feature on our household prior to me joining the crew, and it just shows that it's like an earworm, isn't it?
It is, and I think one of the things I've found myself guilty of is a Sunday evening, and it's not even my birthday, a Sunday evening bath, and you've got your phone up, singing along to some of the songs on there. And it's only when you get out of the bath you realise how long you've been and how loud you've been singing, because everyone's going, oh my good God.
Have you got a rubber ducky?
I'm sorry. I refute that allegation.
Where did you put the comma in that sentence? I think the other thing that's great about the kind of shanty culture is the relationship that we have with other groups as well. Because
absolutely.
You when you're kind of singing in festivals, you think that the groups might be a bit sort of sniffy with each other, and there might be a bit of one-upmanship and kind of competition, and there just so isn't it? It's just really, everybody is there to kind of support each other, and when a group finishes singing, they stay and listen to your gig, and there's loads of WhatsApp and text messages pinging backwards and forwards between people. It is just a great community, and we all sing the same flipping songs, don't they? I mean, a number of times you hear South Australia at a shanty festival. It is bewildering.
Isn't it nice that
you are listening to Shipshape and Bristol Fashion? Find out more by visiting pobshantycrew.co.uk/podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Isn't it nice that even though you sing, some of the songs are sort of repeated, you all sing them differently. Yeah. You've got your own style, which as you say, some of the other crews you bump into or follow on and things do hang around to have a little listen, and it is such a supportive. But it's the fact that you're you're giving that enjoyment out. You're looking at a receptive crowd who, you know, perhaps the first time they've ever been to a sea shanty festival, or and we've not turned them off. We've not killed them, knocked them out, but they've really enjoyed it. When they start that sing back, when you get them into singing the choruses, that's when you know you're with great people, really, those who've come out to really enjoy a day. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to do. Make people have a good day.
Yeah, we're not musically the most adept group, are we? But we have a good laugh.
Yeah,
and I think
people see that, don't they? They see that. It doesn't matter how good or bad you are, as long as you've got the camaraderie that we have as a crew, and you can see that by, you know, our relationship with each other, and you can see that, and that comes out on stage.
Absolutely.
And we just deliver what we can, and everybody seems to enjoy it, and we're so lucky that we can do all of that, have great fun, enjoy, and also make some great money for a good charity. So
that's the most important bit.
Yeah,
you know, if you can raise the money whilst you're doing this, you know, we're having fun. They're having fun. Yeah, everyone's enjoying it, and to top it off, to raise some money for such a good charity, that's the icing on the cake every time.
Yeah, we've taken off the gas a little bit in recent months, haven't we? Because I think we overcommitted ourselves earlier in the year. But interestingly, I think people are missing it a bit as well, aren't they?
They are. And what are we up to? £33,500 at the moment, I think it was. Something like that. Yeah. Which is an astronomical amount of money for singing, and just shows the generosity people have got, because they obviously enjoy what we do.
Yeah.
And when the calendars come out next year, that'll rock it up to 40,000.
40, definitely.
I would say 50.
I can see us on BBC News.
I can see us on Crime Watch. It'd be,
and we know that the money we raise at our gigs, of course, is for the Teenage Cancer Trust. But I thought, back to that community, we come alongside other crews that are raising money for other organisations like the Lifeboat Association, and we help them out as well, and that also generates another lot of money, which is, you know, it's great, really good.
Yeah, absolutely,
really good,
absolutely. But that's the main part, is everyone enjoys themselves.
Yeah,
everyone enjoys, and yes, we're very fortunate in our crew. Now we've got 12 of us, 13. Because obviously we've got Herbie as well.
Who's not in the calendar, by the way?
He's not in the calendar. No. In case anyone would go rushing off to the telephone now, leave that there. But it's nice that we've got such a range of sort of voices and styles and things. And you corral us beautiful, Doc, and sort of making us sound nice and everything. But you know what we're doing most of the time.
We're nearly ready for a CD, I think.
Good God. A CD, you say?
I know.
Yeah, that's the sort of holy grail that we haven't managed to get close to yet, but
we'll get there.
We're getting there. I reckon we can do that. That'd be quite good.
We have the wonderful Nobby that can steer us through all the lyrics, and then you can make us sound good. So there you are.
And look at Nobby. Look at Nobby's, you know, his involvement, his years of writing shanty songs and allowing us to tear them apart and make our own tune of it, and him bringing us back online. What a pleasure that is, singing alongside him.
He's a bit of a legend, isn't he? Bless him.
He is a legend.
But it's
a lovely man to be.
Of the where they originated from in the history of sea shanties. He was probably on Noah's boat, actually.
I believe he was there. Yeah,
he was third stroke on the left, I think. But you know, he's been around for ages. But yeah, he's known it, seen it, done it, and just such a special person.
Yeah.
I thought we might dry up in conversation, and I wouldn't know what to ask you guys. So I did invest in this brilliant book. Oh. Well, I say brilliant book. It's called Emergency Questions by a bloke called Richard Herring. And it's questions to ask somebody if you get stuck for conversation.
Oh, okay.
But actually, there's some really weird questions in here, which would be quite difficult and inappropriate for the podcast. But I'm just going to chuck this one out to you, Chilli. We'll try this and see how we go. Justin will wave his hand at me when we run out of time.
Is it anything like the one when I asked went into the library and asked for a book on sort of self-help? And sure, it defeats the object, doesn't it?
So this question: what's the strangest thing you've ever found in your belly button?
That is an interesting one, isn't it?
See, it's good questions, aren't they?
See, someone mentioned the other day, they said my 3-year-old was playing with a phone and they put this thing on and got to this bit. At 3 years of age, I said I was eating mud still. I was still tasting what coal and things taste like. So I think back then it would have to be sort of probably a bit of Lego or something.
Lego.
You jest.
Oh, I mean,
they thought I went to hospital once because they thought I was losing my hearing in one of my ears.
Right.
And they took me in. It was the right ear as well, yeah. They took me in and they had a look inside it. This is a genuine story. And the gentleman who's looking in my ear had a good peer in and put a torch and it shone through the other side, as you can imagine. But they looked in and he said, "Oh my God, you've got a growth or something in there," which obviously panicked Mum. Yeah. So I think I must have been about 9 or 10 at the time. And he got this scalpel and he said, "I'm going to do a little bit of cutting in there." And you think he's cutting inside my ear. And he cut and he pulled out a wax crayon, which I must have inserted in my ear when I was about 4. I pushed it all the way in, and it obviously was quite cosy in there, and decided a skin grew over it. It was lovely.
Excellent. What colour was it?
Yellow.
Yellow.
That was what was quite amazing. It was yellow.
Yellow.
Definitely. So I was quite waxy lyrical about that. But go on.
It is interesting what you find up kids' noses at work. The big kids stick all sorts of things up their noses. And then they come to the surgery and you go through this complicated exercise to try and grab hold of it and pull it out. And obviously a small child, when you're trying to stick forceps up their nose and grab hold of something, they're not really going to play nicely there. And the easiest way to get it out is to actually just put your finger over the opposite nostril and then put your mouth over their lips and blow really hard. And the thing usually just pops out of its own free will in accord. Nice and easy and straightforward.
All their eyes pop out. It depends how hard you blow in, I suppose. And what pound per square inch do you go for? Is it sort of
a good blow? Oh, sorry.
So, Oggie, your question then.
Right,
what's the most pretentious book you've ever bought but never read?
Oh, my days.
Who was that by? Sorry, I must stop this.
I'd like to say I don't buy many books, but I do. But I don't read many of them, purely because when you go to these church things and stuff, that'd be a good book on exploring stuff. But I wouldn't call them pretentious. But there's a good few on my shelf that I've not yet read that I should do.
Oh.
I should do. In fact, there's a sea shanty book that he's given me that I've got to completely read yet. I've not read all that yet. So there were a few, but not pretentious.
Not pretentious. Good, no. Okay, that's right. And Chilli, what's the best thing you've ever won?
Best thing I've ever won? Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Hand of the Wife. No, it came with the rest of her as well. I think of the other parts. I think it was an iWatch.
Oh.
And done by the Bristol Evening Post. And I just entered on a flutter of my sort of thought of, I'll give it a go. Dropped a card in at their desk when they used to be up on the up in Bristol there.
Oh, yeah.
And goodness knows, 2 weeks later I get a call and he said, congratulations, you come on down, you pick your watch up.
Wow. You're a lucky man.
That's why I was stunned. Winning something. It was great, wasn't it?
That is pretty good, isn't it? That is good.
Yeah, I had to have a little sit down on that one. Euphoria was oozing from me.
Did you go for a lottery ticket after that?
Yeah, and that's still not one.
No.
That's still not one.
We're still here.
Still a programme. That's sort of on the list of things to do.
Yeah.
List 1, win lottery.
Yes, that would be good. Of course, you'd give it to the Shanty.
Of course, it would be there.
Of course,
absolutely.
Of course.
So, if you had the choice,
yep.
Would you rather be able to turn your head through 360 degrees like an owl, or have a telescopic neck that would lift your head to the height of a giraffe? But it could go back down again.
Oh, good. So it's not going to be stuck up there.
I mean, can you imagine the shirt for that?
I know. Gee, I think I'm going to go for the neck, so I can look over things, over the buildings.
That'd be wonderful.
I couldn't find a use for turning my neck all the way around, but extending. I think I'd go for the neck.
Yeah.
Good, cool. And then Chilli, if your house was on fire, which obviously I hope it never is, but if your house was on fire, what 3 things would you definitely leave behind? Or, if your wife wasn't looking, what would you surreptitiously throw in the fire before leaving the house?
Oh, good Lord.
Not the watch.
Not the Apple Watch.
No, the Apple Watch has coming with me. 3 things to leave behind. Well, the vacuum. Yeah, cool. That's a good one. Do you like that?
Yeah, that's a good one. That is.
I'm quite adept at the. She'll go mad at this. The washing machine. I'm quite good at that one.
Okay. Should we leave that in there to burn?
Yeah, leave it to burn. Yeah. That's what I do with most of the clothes in those sort of things. Anyway, other things to leave in there. That's an interesting one because there's a lot of things you sort of just go through your mind. All the bills. How about that?
Leave it in there.
Leave it in there.
Leave the bills in there.
Yeah.
There you go. See,
Like it.
that was easy, wasn't it?
Very, good political answer. Managed nicely.
She's going to be heard later by the wife, I think.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use the last question from here, and then we'll come back to sanity.
Yeah.
So Oggy, what would be your favourite choice of animal to evolve and take over the world and make humans their slaves, like Planet of the Apes? But obviously not apes.
Obviously not apes. Animal that can evolve, that will eventually be the most superior and use us as slaves.
That'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
Animal. So much. Well, I'm thinking it negatively. Like, it's going to be pretty hard with any animal being in that. I mean, I love dogs. I'm a big dog fan. I love them.
Planet of the Dogs.
Planet of the Dogs. There's a film in that, I think.
Yeah. Who would walk who?
Well, I think
Would they take us for a walk?
getting on all fours with a collar. I think that's into some people.
Rev, stop it. Come on.
Oh, dearie me. I'm going to go with dogs because evidently I love them and they'll love me. And even if they are the more superior animal, then I'm hoping they'll still treat us as most of us treat our dogs really well.
Yeah, on the whole. Being the next dog handler, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'd love to see them pick up your poo in a bag.
And I'll put it in a bunch of leaves so they can start looking for it. Because we love this time of year. They look at you, pick it up then. I can't even see
it. And it's amazing. The only place that when you take your dog for a walk and they can find a bit of badger excrement anywhere from 100 miles and feel obliged to rolling it.
It's good for their skin, I've been told.
Is it good for the skin?
Not good for the bath.
Good for your complexion, apparently.
Yeah.
That's very much like me having a bath the other week, and we'd run out of the normal stuff which I put in, and I thought, I didn't have my glasses on. Oh, that smells nice, I'll put that in. And obviously I had a lovely bath, very foamy, really nice. I could feel my hair had changed, really soft it had gone. It was the dog shampoo.
Oh, that's a bit rough.
Well, I said that. I was howling at that one. Howling, I tell you.
You're barking mad, you are.
A pause.
It's like this every time, isn't it?
It's just like this, as you say, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, that was a lead question now.
That was good.
Well, guys, it's been brilliant chatting to you. You're both, dare I say it, barking mad.
Absolutely. That was rough.
And you've been a great addition to the crew, and may that long continue.
Thank you very much.
And good luck with your songs.
Thank you. Thank you.
It'd be nice to give them an airing very soon.
Come out and find us. Come and listen. Tell us what you think.
And
don't forget the
we'll aspire to a CD soon, which would be good.
Absolutely, wouldn't it ever?
But until then, I will simply say thank you very much to Mr. October.
That's
and
chili for October.
Thank you very much to Mr. December.
Very festive.
I'm supposed to be a gift at the end.
Are you wearing the hat this time?
Adonis and his twin brother.
I'm not going to say anything because there's things I could say which would be totally from that one.
They're young at heart listening.
You guys go steady.
Thank you.
Cheers, dog.
See you soon.
Hi, all you fellow Shanty crews and followers. Malcolm from Boise Bryn here in Newport in Wales. Letting you all know that we're looking forward to our Christmas with some super concerts coming up. Don't miss us at the Parkway Hotel in Cwmbran on Wednesday the 20th of November and on the 18th of December, and it's all free. And we're at the Cardiff Theatre Cafe on the 13th of December too. But we're really, really excited to let you all know that we are holding our very own Shanty Festival at Newport City Centre, and it's going to be on the 31st of May, Saturday, and Sunday, the 1st of June next year. We have at least 14 excellent venues, including the renowned Riverfront Theatre, the Corn Exchange, Fire and Ice, the Mercure Hotel, and the Indoor Market, and the Potters, to mention but a few. If you're interested in taking part, please contact Malcolm as soon as possible on 0797 153 9766 or email us at boisebryn1@gmail.com. There's many hotels, bars, restaurants, and they're all accessible as soon as you get off a bus, a train, or park your car up in one of the many car parks. Looking forward to seeing you all. Bye.
Matey!
If you're interested in featuring in next month's episode, then please do pop over to our website, pobshantycrew.co.uk/podcast. Click on listen, and then in the bottom right hand corner, there's a microphone. Click on it, leave a message, and we will feature you next month. Well, what a fantastic episode that has been. Wow, what an interview. Thank you, Doc, for steering us through those incredibly difficult questions. Well, as you have heard throughout the entire of this episode, we really would like you, the listeners, to dig deep and buy one of our calendars. And as I mentioned before, please do reach out to whatever way works for you. Email, through Facebook, through TikTok. Go to our website. That we are incredibly accessible for you to buy one of these calendars. Recommended donation of £20, and we will of course do our very best to get it to you, whatever means possible. But remember, it is a great Christmas present. It's a great present to give someone else, or even to keep yourself. But all in all, it just raises great money for the Teenage Cancer Trust. They are selling fast, and so we have got a limited stock left, so please do grab them. So this is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening, and to play us out, we've got the crew singing a special Christmas shanty for you. But until next time, fair winds and following seas.
Reefing sails and howling gales, working night and morn. Oh, what fun it ever is, sailing round Cape Horn. Ho! Sails that sweet men overboard and grub their snowbirds swill. You swear you'll not do this again, but you know damn sure you will. Riding on the waves, with the wind to fill our sails, the salty spray we brave, through storms and hearty gales. The compass points our course, the crew they sing with cheer. We'll reach the shore by break of dawn and toast another year. Oh, reefing sails and howling gales, working night and morn. Oh, what fun it ever is, sailing round Cape Horn. Oh, seas that sweep men overboard and grub that snowbirds swill. You swear you'll not do this again, but you know damn sure you will. The captain calls to port, the first mate shouts ahoy! The night we lead is rough and wild and filled with sailors' joy. We hoist the anchor high and bid the shore goodbye. We'll find our fortune in the blue beneath the moonlit sky. Oh, reefing sails and howling gales, to working night and morn. Oh, what fun it ever is, sailing round Cape Horn. Ho! Seas that sweep men overboard and grub that snowbirds swill. You swear you'll not do this again, but you know damn sure you will. A chest of gold below, and treasures in our hold. With songs and rum, the night is young, the tales will soon be told. The ocean calls us back, a sailor's heart won't stay. We'll set our sights upon the dawn and sail the night away. Oh, reefing sails, howling gales, working night and morn. Oh, what fun it never is, sailing round Cape Horn. Oh, seas that sweep men overboard and grub their snowbirds swill. You swear you'll not do this again, but you know damn sure you will. You swear you'll not do this again, but but you know damn sure you will. Merry Christmas!
Shipshape and Bristol Fashion boys along the harbour side. From even gorge to underfall, we'll heave and haul the line. Secure the barrels down below, bind them, tie and lash 'em. This vessel, she is certified Shipshape and Bristol Fashion. So haul away me laddie boys, haul away you're free. Haul away me laddie boys and save a drink for me. Haul away me laddie boys, haul away you're free. Haul away me laddie boys and save a drink for me.
Oh, you're still there. Well, thanks for hanging on. You clearly are a die-hard fan. One last request from me. If you would be so kind to leave us a review or subscribe or share this with your friends, it would mean a lot to me. Oh, yeah, and don't forget, buy your calendars before they're sold out. You won't regret it.